Lionel Messi's story is not only the story of a football player, it is the story of a small boy with a big dream. A boy from Rosario, Argentina, who loved the ball so much that football became his language. He was not tall. He was not loud. He was not the strongest child on the field. But when the ball arrived at his feet, everything changed. Messi's story has joy, fear, pain, family, pressure, failure, and glory. He left home very young. He grew up far from his country. He became a star in Barcelona. He lost finals with Argentina. Many people doubted him. Some people said he would never win the World Cup, but he continued. And in the end, his story became one of the most emotional stories in football history. If you want to learn English with simple and powerful stories like this, subscribe to the channel. Get ready to learn English with this story, and let's go. Block 1. This story begins in Rosario, Argentina. Rosario is a city with streets, families, neighborhoods, friends, and football everywhere. In many places in Argentina, football is not just a sport. It is part of daily life. Children play in the street. Families watch games together. People talk about football at home, at work, and in small cafes. In this city, on June 24, 1987, Lionel Andres Messi was born. His family was simple and close. His father was Jorge Messi. His mother was Celia. Lionel had brothers and a sister. At home, he was not a famous name. He was just Leo, a quiet boy, a small boy, a boy who loved football. From a very young age, Messi wanted the ball. Some children liked toys. Some children liked games. Messi liked the ball. When he had the ball, he felt free. He could run, he could move, he could imagine. The world became simple. The ball, the goal, and the joy of playing. He started playing with older boys. This was not easy. Older boys were stronger. They were faster. They were bigger. But Messi had something special. He could keep the ball close to his feet. He could change direction very quickly. He could pass one player, then another, then another. People began to notice him. He was small, but he was different. At that time, nobody knew he would become one of the greatest players in history. Nobody could see the full future. But many people could see one thing. When this boy played football, he did not look normal. He looked natural. He looked like the ball was part of his body. Messi joined Newell's Old Boys, a famous club in Rosario. For a young boy, this was a big step. Newell's was not just a place to play. It was a place to learn, to compete, and to dream. Messi played with children from his generation. The team became very strong. They won many games. They scored many goals. Messi scored again and again, but his story was not simple. There was a problem. Messi was smaller than other children his age. At first, this could look normal. Some children grow later. Some children are smaller. But with time, doctors found that Messi had a growth problem. His body needed treatment to help him grow. For a family, this kind of news is difficult. It is not only a medical problem, it is also an emotional problem. There is fear. There is money. There are questions. Can he continue playing? Can the family pay for the treatment? Can this small boy still follow his dream? This is one of the most important parts of Messi's story. Because many people see only the goals, the trophies, and the fame. But before all of that, there was a child with a problem. There was a family trying to help him. There was a dream that could disappear before it really began. Messi needed help. The treatment was expensive. His family could not easily pay for everything. In Argentina, clubs saw his talent, but the situation was difficult. He was brilliant, but he needed support. Then, Barcelona appeared in his life. Barcelona was far away. It was in Spain. It was another country, another language, another culture, another world. For a child from Rosario, going to Barcelona was not a small move. It was a life change. Imagine being 13 years old and leaving your home. Imagine leaving your friends. Imagine leaving your city. Imagine leaving the streets where you learned to play. Imagine going to a new place where people speak differently, live differently, and expect a lot from you. That was Messi's reality. His family had to make a very hard decision. Stay in Argentina, close to everything they knew, or move to Spain and give Leo a chance. It was not only a football decision, it was a family decision. It was a dream decision. Messi went to Barcelona. He entered La Masia, the famous youth academy of FC Barcelona. La Masia was a place for young players. It was a school of football and life. There, players learned how to pass, how to move, how to think, and how to play the Barcelona way. But the beginning was not easy. Messi was far from home. He was shy. He missed Argentina. He missed his family. He missed his old life. He had great talent, but talent does not remove loneliness. Talent does not remove fear. Talent does not make a new country easy. At first, some people still looked at him and saw only a small boy, but when he played, the opinion changed. On the field, Messi showed who he was. He did not need to speak much. The ball spoke for him. He dribbled with short steps. He moved quickly. He protected the ball with his body. He looked calm, but he was always thinking. He did not play like a child trying to impress people. He played like someone who understood the game in a different way. Little by little, Messi grew inside Barcelona. He learned the system. He learned the rhythm. He learned how to play with other great young players. Coaches saw his talent. Teammates saw his talent. The club saw that this boy was special. But talent alone is never enough. Messi had to work. He had to train. He had to adapt. He had to live with pressure from a young age. When people say a player is special, that sounds beautiful. But it also means people expect more from him. They expect magic. They expect goals. They expect him to be different every day. For Messi, football became both joy and responsibility. He was still young, but his dream was becoming bigger. At Barcelona, Messi found a football home. The club trusted him. The academy helped him. The coaches gave him time. And slowly, the shy boy from Rosario began to move closer to the first team. This part of the story is important because it teaches us a simple lesson. A dream usually does not begin with applause. It begins with sacrifice. It begins with fear. It begins with leaving something behind. Messi's dream began with a boy crossing the ocean, not knowing exactly what would happen next. And maybe this is why his story touches so many people, because everyone has a dream. Everyone has a moment when they need courage. Everyone has a moment when they must choose between comfort and growth. If you are learning English with this story, remember this: learning a language is also a journey. At first, you may feel small. You may feel slow. You may feel far from your goal. But small steps can change everything. So subscribe to the channel and comment below. I will continue. Also, check the first pinned comment. There is an exclusive material there to help you learn English 5 times faster. Just click the link and access it. It can help you keep learning with stories, simple words, and more confidence. As the years passed, Messi became stronger. Not strong like a big defender. Not strong like a player who wins with the body. Messi became strong in his own way. He became fast with the ball. He became smart with space. He became brave in small areas. He learned how to avoid kicks, how to stay balanced, and how to finish plays. Barcelona had many great players, but Messi was different. He was quiet outside the field, but dangerous inside it. He was not the player who needed to shout. He did not need to act like a star. He did not need to speak all the time. His football was enough. When Messi reached the first team, Barcelona fans began to understand that something new was happening. A small left-footed player from Argentina was about to change the club forever. His first steps in professional football were not just the beginning of a career. They were the beginning of an era. Block 2. Messi made his professional debut for Barcelona when he was still very young. For a teenager, playing for Barcelona is a huge challenge. Barcelona is not a normal club. It has history, pressure, fans, legends, and a very strong identity. Every player who wears that shirt carries the weight of the club. But Messi did not play with fear. He played with freedom. When he entered the field, he looked small beside older players. But when the ball came to him, he looked powerful. Not powerful because of size, powerful because of control. The ball stayed close to his left foot. He could move between defenders like water between stones. In 2005, Messi scored his first official goal for Barcelona. It was a special moment. The Ronaldinho, one of the biggest stars in the world at that time, gave him the pass. Messi lifted the ball over the goalkeeper and scored. The stadium celebrated. His teammates celebrated. Ronaldinho carried him on his back. That image became symbolic. It looked like one genius was presenting another genius to the world. Ronaldinho was already a king at Barcelona. He played with joy, tricks, smiles, and beauty. Messi was younger, quieter, and just beginning. But in that moment, fans could feel that the future had arrived. Messi continued to grow. He played on the right side of the attack. He cut inside with his left foot. He dribbled defenders. He created chances. He scored goals. The more he played, the more people talked about him. Some people compared him to Diego Maradona. This comparison was not simple. In Argentina, Maradona was more than a player. He was a national symbol. He had led Argentina to the World Cup in 1986. He had given people memories that felt almost impossible to repeat. For a young Messi, being compared to Maradona was a compliment, but also a heavy weight. People expected him to be magical. People expected him to be a leader. People expected him to win for Argentina. But before the Argentina dream could be complete, Messi had to build his story at Barcelona, and Barcelona was changing too. In 2008, Pep Guardiola became the coach of Barcelona. This changed everything. Guardiola had a clear idea of football. He wanted control. He wanted passing. He wanted movement. He wanted players to understand space. He wanted the team to attack together and defend together. Messi became the center of this idea. At first, he was a winger. But later, Guardiola used him in a new way. Messi moved into the middle. He became what many people called a false nine. This means he was not a normal striker. He did not always stay near the defenders. He moved back, he received the ball, he turned, he created space, he scored, he assisted. Defenders did not know what to do. If they followed him, they left space behind. If they stayed back, Messi had time to think. And when Messi had time, he could destroy a defense. Barcelona became one of the greatest teams in football history. They had Xavi, Iniesta, Busquets, Dani Alves, Pial Picho, and many others. The team passed the ball with calm and speed. They made the field look small for the opponent and large for themselves. Messi was the final piece. He gave goals to the system. He gave magic to the system. He turned beautiful football into winning football. In 2009, Barcelona won everything. They won the Spanish League. They won the Spanish Cup. They won the Champions League. They won more trophies and completed a historic year. Messi became the best player in the world. But this was only the beginning. In the next years, Messi scored again and again. He broke records. He won awards. He made difficult plays look simple. He scored from inside the box, outside the box, free kicks, penalties, one-touch finishes, and long dribbles. Some goals were beautiful. Some goals were calm. Some goals were shocking. But the most impressive thing was not only one goal. It was the repetition. He did it every week, every month, every season. This is what made Messi different. Many players can have one great night. Messi had great years. For football fans, watching Messi became a habit and a surprise at the same time. People expected magic, but he still found a way to surprise them. He could pass to a teammate when everyone expected a shot. He could shoot when everyone expected a pass. He could walk slowly, then explode in 1 second. He understood rhythm. This is a beautiful word for English learners. Rhythm. It means the flow, the movement, the timing of something. Messi had rhythm in football. He knew when to wait. He knew when to move. He knew when to attack. But Messi's story was not only about Barcelona, it was also about Argentina. And with Argentina, things were much harder. For many years, Messi suffered with the national team. He played with great players, but the team could not win the biggest titles. Argentina reached finals and lost. The country wanted Messi to bring the same magic he had in Barcelona, but international football was different. At Barcelona, Messi had a system built around him. At Argentina, the pressure was different. The emotion was heavier. The critics were louder. Every game felt like a judgment. Some people in Argentina loved him deeply. Others criticized him. They said he was too quiet. They said he did not sing the national anthem with enough emotion. They said he was not like Maradona. They said he was more Barcelona than Argentina. These words hurt, because Messi was Argentinian. He was from Rosario. He loved his country. But love does not always look loud. Some people show love with words. Some show love with fire. Messi showed love by playing, by returning, by trying again. This is an important lesson from his life. People may not understand your way of feeling, but that does not mean your feeling is not real. Messi kept playing for Argentina. He kept trying. He kept carrying the dream. If this story is helping you learn English in a natural way, take a second to support your own journey. Subscribe to Learn English Daily and comment below. I believe in the process. Messi did not become great in one day, and English also takes time. And do not forget the first pinned comment. There is an exclusive material there to help you learn English 5 times faster. Click the link and access it after the video. It can help you practice with more focus and less confusion. In 2011, Barcelona gave the world another unforgettable final. Barcelona played Manchester United in the Champions League final at Wembley. It was a huge stage, 2 great clubs, 2 great histories, but Barcelona was at its highest level. Messi scored, Barcelona won. Many people saw that team as one of the best teams ever. Messi was not just a star anymore. He was becoming a legend while still playing. Then came 2012. Messi scored an incredible number of goals in 1 calendar year. It felt impossible. Every game seemed to bring another goal. Every defense seemed to fall. He was playing with total confidence. But football is never only success. In the middle of all the glory, there were also injuries, pressure, and emotional weight. Messi was human. His body could feel pain. His mind could feel pressure. His heart could feel disappointment. This is why his story is powerful. Because greatness did not protect him from suffering. It only gave him more reasons to continue. With Barcelona, Messi won title after title. With Argentina, he kept searching. And the biggest dream was still waiting. The World Cup. Block 3. Messi's World Cup story is full of emotion. His first World Cup was in 2006 in Germany. He was very young. Argentina had a strong team, and Messi was one of the most exciting talents in the world. Fans wanted to see him play. They wanted to see the new star on the biggest stage. Messi scored in that tournament, but Argentina did not win. They lost to Germany in the quarterfinal. For Messi, it was the beginning of a long and difficult relationship with the World Cup. In 2010, the World Cup was in South Africa. This time, Argentina had Diego Maradona as coach. That made the story even bigger. Maradona, the great hero of 1986, was now guiding Messi, the player many people called his natural heir. Argentina had attacking talent. Messi played with energy and desire. But again, the dream ended against Germany. Argentina lost 4-0 in the quarterfinal. It was painful. The world saw Messi's talent, But Argentina still did not have the trophy. In 2014, the World Cup was in Brazil. This tournament became one of the most important chapters in Messi's career. Argentina was strong, but not perfect. Many games were difficult. Messi scored important goals in the group stage. He carried the team in key moments. He helped Argentina move forward step by step. The team reached the final, Argentina against Germany. A World Cup final in Brazil. For Argentina, this was huge. Brazil and Argentina are great football rivals. Winning the World Cup in Brazil would be unforgettable. The match was close. Argentina defended well. Germany had the ball. Argentina had chances. The game went to extra time. Then Mario Gigi scored for Germany. Argentina lost 1-0. Messi walked past the World Cup trophy before receiving the golden ball as the best player of the tournament. That image was painful. The trophy was there, close to him, but not his. For many fans, it felt like destiny had said no. Messi was one step away from the biggest dream, but one step was still too far. After 2014, more pain came. Argentina reached the Copa America final in 2015 and lost to Chile. Then Argentina reached another Copa America final in 2016 and lost to Chile again. The 2016 final was especially painful because it ended in penalties. Messi missed his penalty. After the match, he looked broken. Then he said he was leaving the national team. For Argentina, this was a shock. For fans around the world, it was a sad moment. Messi had tried again and again. He had carried pressure for years. He had lost finals. He had heard criticism. And now, he seemed tired. Not physically tired only, emotionally tired. Sometimes people forget that athletes are people. They see the shirt, the goals, the money, the fame, and the trophies. But behind all of that, there is a human being, a person with fear, a person with sadness, a person who can feel alone even when millions are watching. Messi's temporary goodbye showed how heavy the dream had become, but the story did not end there. Messi returned. This is one of the most important parts of his journey. He returned because the dream was still alive. He returned because Argentina still needed him. He returned because deep inside, he still wanted to win with his country. The 2018 World Cup in Russia was another difficult chapter. Argentina had problems. The team did not look balanced. The pressure was intense. Messi scored a beautiful goal against Nigeria, and Argentina survived the group stage. But in the round of 16, they faced France. France was young, fast, and powerful. Argentina lost 4-3. France went on to win the tournament. Messi left another World Cup without the trophy. By this time, many people thought the dream was over. He was getting older. The next World Cup would come when he was 35. In football, 35 is not young. Players can still be great, but the body changes. Speed changes, recovery changes, time becomes an opponent. But Messi's story was not finished. At Barcelona, something was also changing. The club that had been his home for so many years was facing problems. The team was not as strong as before. The Champions League brought painful defeats. The famous comeback losses hurt the club and the fans. Messi still played at a high level, but Barcelona was no longer the perfect machine of the Guardiola years. Then, in 2021, something happened that many people never expected. Messi left Barcelona. For football fans, this was almost impossible to imagine. Messi and Barcelona felt like one story. He had arrived as a boy. He had become a man there. He had broken records there. He had won everything there. He had become the face of the club. But because of financial problems and league rules, Barcelona could not keep him. Messi cried in his farewell press conference. It was one of the most emotional moments in modern football. The quiet boy from Rosario, now a global legend, had to say goodbye to his football home. He joined Paris Saint-Germain in France. At PSG, Messi played with Neymar and Kylian Mbappé. On paper, the team looked incredible. But football is not played on paper. It is played with rhythm, connection, emotion, and balance. Messi's time in Paris had good moments, but it never felt like Barcelona. It was a new city, a new league, and a new environment. Some fans expected magic every week. Some criticized him. The relationship was not always warm. But while the club story was changing, the Argentina story was finally becoming beautiful. In 2021, Argentina won the Copa America. They beat Brazil in the final at the Maracanã. This was huge. Messi finally won a major title with Argentina's senior national team. After so many lost finals, after so much criticism, after so much pain, he finally had a moment of national joy. His teammates celebrated with him. They lifted him. They hugged him. It felt like the team was not only winning for Argentina, they were also winning for Messi. This victory changed the emotional energy around him. Messi looked lighter. Argentina looked united. The fans looked closer to him than ever. This story teaches us something very simple. Sometimes the same dream that hurts you can also heal you. If you are learning English with this story, maybe you also know this feeling. Maybe English felt difficult before. Maybe you tried and stopped. Maybe you felt afraid to speak, but you can return like Messi returned. Subscribe to the channel and comment below. I can try again. And remember to check the first pinned comment. There is an exclusive material there to help you learn English 5 times faster. Click the link and access it. One good material, one good story, and one good habit can change your learning. After the Copa America, Argentina kept growing. The team had a new spirit. It was not only Messi and 10 players. It was a group. They fought for each other. They believed in each other. They protected each other. Messi was still the leader, but he was not alone. This was very important. In football, even the greatest player needs a team. A great player can create magic, but a team wins the biggest titles. Argentina entered the 2022 World Cup in Qatar with hope. For Messi, this was probably his last great chance to win the World Cup. The pressure was enormous. The dream was old. The world was watching. And then, in the first game, Argentina lost to Saudi Arabia. It was a shock. Many people could not believe it. Argentina was one of the favorites. Messi scored a penalty, but the team lost 2-1. Suddenly, the dream was in danger. But sometimes, a fall wakes a team up. Argentina reacted. They beat Mexico. They beat Poland. They moved forward. Messi scored. Messi assisted. Messi led. In the knockout rounds, every match felt like a final. Against Australia, Argentina suffered but survived. Against the Netherlands, the game was emotional, tense, and dramatic. Argentina won on penalties. Against Croatia, Argentina played one of their best matches. Messi was brilliant. Julian Alvarez scored. The team reached the final. And then came December 18, 2022, Argentina against France, Messi against Mbappé. One of the greatest finals in football history. Block 4. The 2022 World Cup final began like a dream for Argentina. Argentina played with energy, courage, and control. They were not afraid. They attacked. They moved the ball. They pressed France. They looked ready for the moment. Messi scored a penalty. Then Angel Di Maria scored after a beautiful team play. Argentina was winning 2-0. For many minutes, France looked lost. Argentina looked close to glory. The dream was almost there. But the World Cup never gives easy endings. Kylian Mbappé changed the match. He scored a penalty. Then very quickly, he scored again. The game was 2-2. Everything changed. The pressure returned. The fear returned. The old pain returned. Argentina had been so close, and now the dream was in danger again. The match went to extra time. Messi scored again. Argentina was winning 3-2. For a moment, it looked like destiny was finally helping him, but Mbappé scored another penalty. The game was 3-3. A World Cup final, 6 goals, 2 superstars, millions of hearts beating fast. Then came penalties. Penalties are lonely. A player walks alone to the ball. The goalkeeper waits. The stadium watches. The world watches. Years of work can feel like they are inside one kick. Argentina stayed calm. Emiliano Martinez made an important save. Argentina scored, and then Argentina won. Lionel Messi became a World Cup champion. After so many years, after so many tears, after so many lost finals, the dream was real. Messi lifted the trophy. That image became one of the most important images in football history. The boy from Rosario, who had left home at 13, was now standing at the top of the world. The player who had been criticized, doubted, compared, questioned, was finally holding the one trophy that had escaped him for so long. For Argentina, it was joy. For Messi, it was peace. For football, it was history. This moment mattered because it completed a story. Before 2022, people could say Messi was missing the World Cup. After 2022, they could not say that anymore. The debate changed. The feeling changed. The story changed. But Messi's life did not stop after Qatar. After leaving Paris Saint-Germain, Messi went to Inter Miami in the United States. This was another new chapter. Many people expected him to return to Barcelona or continue in Europe. But Messi chose a different life, a different league, a different city, a different project. In Miami, he brought attention to football in the United States. Stadiums became full. Shirts became famous. Fans wanted to see him. Children wanted to watch him. People who did not follow Major League Soccer before started paying attention. Messi was older now, but the magic was still there. The left foot was still special. The passes were still perfect. The free kicks were still dangerous. The calm was still the same. But his story in Miami felt different. It was not only about proving something, it was also about enjoying the game, helping a new club grow, and living a new stage with his family. This is important, because success changes with time. When Messi was young, success meant becoming a professional player. Then success meant winning with Barcelona. Then success meant winning with Argentina. Then success meant winning the World Cup. Now, success also means legacy. Legacy is what stays after the trophies. It is the memory. It is the inspiration. It is the way people talk about you. It is the children who try to copy your dribble. It is the fans who remember where they were when you lifted the trophy. Messi's legacy is enormous. He changed Barcelona forever. He gave Argentina another World Cup. He inspired millions of people. He showed that greatness does not always need to be loud. Some legends shout. Messi played. Some leaders speak with fire. Messi led with the ball. Some players look powerful because of their body. Messi looked powerful because of his mind, his feet, and his calm. For many people, this is what makes him special. He made football look simple. But simple does not mean easy. Simple can be the hardest thing in the world. A simple pass at the perfect moment. A simple touch before a defender arrives. A simple finish when everyone else feels pressure. Messi's football was full of simple things done perfectly. And for English learners, this is a beautiful lesson. You do not need to learn everything in one day. You do not need to speak perfectly today. You do not need to know every word. You need simple things done every day. One story, one sentence, one new word, one more minute of listening, one more chance to continue. This is how progress happens. Before we finish this story, subscribe to Learn English Daily and comment below. One story, one step. And check the first pinned comment. There is an exclusive material there to help you learn English 5 times faster. Click the link and access it. If Messi's story teaches us anything, it is that small steps, repeated for years, can create something great. Messi's story is not perfect because he never failed. It is powerful because he failed and continued. He lost finals. He cried. He was criticized. He left his home. He left Barcelona. He had injuries. He had pressure. He had moments when the dream looked impossible, but he continued. And this is why people connect with him. Because every person has a dream that feels difficult. Maybe your dream is to speak English. Maybe your dream is to travel. Maybe your dream is to get a better job. Maybe your dream is to understand movies, songs, interviews, and stories in English. At first, it may feel far away. But Messi's story reminds us that distance is not the end. A boy from Rosario reached Barcelona. A shy child became a global star. A player who lost finals became a world champion. A dream that looked impossible became real. The story of Lionel Messi is a story about talent, yes, but it is also a story about time, about patience, about family, about courage, about silence, about pain, about trying again, and above all, about continuing when the world says the story is over. As we close this story, take this final step with us. Subscribe to the channel, comment below. I will keep learning and open the first pinned comment. The exclusive material there was made to help you learn English 5 times faster. Click the link and access it. Keep using stories to learn, because stories make English easier, more emotional, and more natural. Learning English is like Messi's journey. You start small. You make mistakes. You feel pressure. You compare yourself to others. Some days are easy. Some days are hard. But every time you listen, every time you read, every time you repeat one sentence, you are moving forward. You do not need to be perfect today. You only need to continue. One word at a time. One story at a time. One day at a time. Lionel Messi's story began with a small boy and a ball. But it became a story for the whole world. A story of dreams, a story of patience, a story of pain and glory. A story that teaches us that greatness is not only about winning. Greatness is about loving something so much that you never stop. And that is why the story of Lionel Messi will live forever.